Right, good morning all. So we continue with the conversation, right? 29, Surah 29, verse 8, right? So the book says, we have enjoined upon man goodness to parents. But if they endeavor to make you associate with Allah, that of which you have no knowledge, do not obey them. To Allah is your return, and Allah will inform you of what you used to do, right? So the book is saying, and I'll read this again, we have enjoined upon man goodness to parents. Now I want to emphasize a point, right? That goodness to parents goes two ways, right? So you be good to children, children be good to you, and vice versa. You be good to your parents, your children be good to you, right? So the Quran, like I said, is wrapping up stories, so it is understood then when they say goodness to parents, right? I mean that we are wrapping up, and this is our final life on earth, right? Whether people think this is impermissible knowledge or what I am telling you all, this is your final life on earth, right? So it is understood, right, that we have been here before, right, and we are on our return to the final destination, which is Allah, which is death, right? And it is this is our last opportunity for those who have children, right, and those who have parents, right, to enjoin care upon each other, right? Parents enjoin good upon their children, and children enjoin good upon your parents, right? But if they endeavor, right, last life or not, right, if they endeavor to make you associate, right, or force you to associate anything in worship other than the one God itself, right, you do not, or you are not under an obligation to obey that, right? To Allah is your return, and Allah will inform you of what you used to do. And those who disbelieve, say, this is verse 12 now, those who disbelieve say to those who believe, follow our way and we will carry your sins, but they will not carry anything of their sins, indeed they are liars, right? So anybody telling you that follow our way and we will carry your sins, right? You don't carry the sins of others, and others don't carry your sins, right? You do not carry the sins of others, and others do not carry your sins, right? This is a fundamental lesson. This is a fundamental teaching, right? You are to take accountability for the way that you behave, right? You are to take accountability for the way that you behave, and this is the final message, and this has always been the message. This is the message from the beginning, and this is the final message, right? You only worship, this is 17 now, you only worship beside Allah idols, and you produce a falsehood, right? Meaning that you do wrong, and you think you pray to an idol and it absolves you from any responsibility. It doesn't, right? You could do all the wrong in the world, and then when judgment come, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, 1,008 times, right? And think that this will absolve you, or Jesus is Lord, right? And this will absolve you from your sins. It doesn't work that way, right? Action is what we are looking for, right? You only worship besides Allah idols, and you produce falsehood. Indeed, those you worship besides Allah do not possess for you the power of provision. So seek from Allah provision and worship Him and be grateful to Him, right? So when you wake up in the morning, the first thought that should come into your mind, right? And I forget this morning, right? But generally, the first thought that should come to your mind is to be grateful for what? You have life, you have breath, you have your 5 faculties, the ability to see, hear, taste, touch, smell, right? You have all your faculties. For those of you who do, and even if you're lacking one, and God forbid that you do, because I do, that is one of the things that I value most in life, the breath and life and sustenance. You have life, you have the ability to do something, you have your health, right? So be grateful for these little big things when you wake up in the morning, right? To Allah you will be returned. So 41, the example of those who take allies other than Allah is like that of a spider who constructs a home, and indeed the weakest of homes is the home of the spider, right? If only they knew, right? So when it's come to wartime, people are quick to say, hey, I'm ally with this person, or I'm ally with that person, right? Be an ally with none, right? Except Allah, right? Because you don't know people's intentions. That this is not a subject of invoking distrust, right? This is just saying that when it comes to war, right, you do not take any and anybody as your ally, because Allah is your only ally in if you are asked to fight a righteous war. If you are asked to fight a righteous war, Allah is your only ally. You can be of assistance and share your friendship, acquaintance with others, but in terms of taking an ally, right, meaning that, hey, regardless of what, you in my corner and you're on your corner, I'm not in anybody's corner, right? I'm not in anybody's corner, right? You must earn that. You must earn that space in my corner in order to be in my corner. I don't take anybody, and I'm not taking anybody as my ally regardless of what. Life doesn't work that way, and God doesn't work that way. right? So the example of those who take allies other than Allah is like that of the spider, who constructs a home, and indeed the weakest of home is the home of the spider, right? Meaning that those that weave a lot of webs, right? So you want to worship this, that, and the other, right? And these things have your mind like a fickle-minded, right? Fickle-minded, right? Still attached to this, still attached to that, right? This person, that person, this thing, this house, this land, this, that, and the other, right? So do not take anyone except Allah as your Allah, right? We move on tomorrow.